right, now who are our golden retrievers?
Column 3.
That's the third column. Wow.
Yay.
There's a lot of golden retrievers in here. That is interesting. So our golden retrievers are just like a golden retriever. Is that not one of the most lovable dogs ever?
They're warm, they're relational,
loyal.
Loyal, so loyal.
Golden retrievers really enjoy routine. Like routine for a golden retriever is straight up sexy. Man, if they can feel safe in that schedule,
safe, yes.
Trust me, gentlemen.
They're peacemakers. Sometimes this is, peacemaking is just, just don't make a fuss. I just don't, anytime there's any conflict or anything, they're like, oh my gosh, conflict on TV, they'll turn the channel. We do not want to see conflict. That's what a golden retriever, a peacemaker.
And they're highly sensitive. So they tend to be the counselors, right? They just have a stamp that says, I listen for free, and I can't say no. But these are very loving, genuine, deep people. And they're obviously incredibly important when it comes to having a successful society, because you got to have someone who really, and on their communication style, we have finally landed on a personality that is a great listener. Mm-hmm. So if you ever have something on your heart that you just need to get off and you need to share it, you got to find a high golden retriever, because they eat that stuff up. They love, coffee. Yes. Oh, you want to go get coffee? Yeah, I have something I need to share on my heart. They're like, they're in. You can get them to do anything you want, as long as you share deep, deep things. But they can also be in communication very indirect.
Indirect is in something's hurt their feelings, or it's really
or
hard.
they don't want to hurt someone else's feelings.
They don't. Oh, yeah. Did you like that coffee? Oh, yes. I loved it. It was the best ever.
Well, the indirectness, here's where golden retrievers get in trouble in your communication. So who are my golden retrievers again?
Cutie.
All right, here's where you get in trouble. Well, and I would imagine in your life that sometimes you hear from people, can you, get to it? Right? And if you're dealing with a lion or an otter, I'm telling you, communicating, you cannot take your time. This cannot be a long, winding road through the trees, because I'm gone. As a high otter, you have maybe 10 seconds of genuine attention. That 10th second hits, and I'm like, yeah, all right. I am no longer here. I might be in the building staring at you, but I'm off. But they are really good two-way communicators.
Absolutely.
But where they get in trouble is they can use too many words.
Yep. Too many words. Do I use too many words?
No, I just didn't know if you wanted to elaborate.
No.
Or... Very lion-y of her. Straight to the point. I always laugh when I see the needs on the golden retriever slide.
Oh, because there's a lot of
There's a lot of needs.
Emotional security.
Huge.
To make them feel safe. I will tell you, I have an assistant right now, and she has a lot of golden retriever in her, and so her telling me that she's been offended or hurt or something like that, it is taking a tremendous amount of work to help her to feel safe enough to share with me, it's okay. If I've hurt your feelings, I want to know. I want to correct that. I want you to be able to really, truly talk to me, because emotional security for them, because they want peace at all cost, right? Because sometimes, do you notice that I said that peace at all cost? Is that actually good, peace at all cost? Because I will tell you, what is usually the cost when they have peace? Themselves, right? Bless your heart, it's you themselves. Because they don't want, they would rather, you know what, if I've been offended or if I've been hurt, I'm not going to share that. I'm just going to go ahead and let you talk, and you have totally offended me just as much as I've offended you. But you know what? But we'll just make it about you, and it doesn't ever have to be about me. And so guess what? Now we're at peace. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, everything's great. But inside, it's cost you. And so sometimes that it can come across in some passive aggressive things that can possibly happen. Michael's mom is a very
high golden retriever,
and
beaver.
she's one of the most, oh my gosh. Okay, I have to tell you guys this because I truly do feel like this is such an incredible accomplishment. She lives with us, okay? Did we tell you that? She lives with us. She's been living with us for like over a year now. Like a year and a half. Okay, and so she has for 24 years, she has said this. She has said, Amy, I have never gotten into a fight. Can you imagine someone like me never getting in a fight with a golden retriever?
No. No, I can't.
It is my greatest success in life that I have because there's a part of me.
It's like more like I've never had a harsh word from you.
Yes, she's never had a harsh word. She's never interpreted me harshly. That is, for me, just such an incredible success.
Or it could be denial.
It's not denial. I haven't. I literally haven't. But being able to understand and being able to say, for me, I have tried so hard. I tried discernment and gentleness and all that is extremely important with her. And you also need structure. Need structure. Need it to be. Your mother is one of the most.
Thrive in structure.
She's one of the most routine people I have ever met. Like if you want to talk to her, it's between 5 and 6 a.m. or possibly 7:30 to about 8:30, and then after that,
in the morning,
she'll have lunch with you at noon, and then after that, pretty much she wants to have nothing to do with anyone, right? Because that's not in her routine. That's her beaverness, yeah. But so structure is huge. Routine is huge. When I was saying about the emotional security, being able to understand that it's okay for you to share your feelings and for you to be able to say, is it okay? You know, I want to be able for us to have an open communication because what will happen is you will bury and bury and bury and bury your feelings and then it will come out. And when it comes out, eventually, it will not come out well. These are the people that...
Like a volcano.
Right. These are the people that we see in our intensive program that, you know, one spouse is like, I thought we were fine. I thought it was, I don't know what happened. And then she just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm done. I want a divorce. And she's like, what? I thought you were passing the sugar. You know, I mean, it was that random and that just out of the blue.
Yes, you can, and a divorce.
Yeah, exactly.
So just know, golden retrievers, that it's important. It's the peace at all cost stuff. It does cost you, and it costs the relationship. And what's really unfair, and I've had to tell a lot of golden retrievers this over the years, is that if you're being offended and you don't share that with the person who's doing the offending, now it's a you problem. Because you cannot possibly hold them accountable because they don't know. They have no idea that they're hurting your feelings. And maybe if they did, they might actually change their behavior towards you. Just saying. But they love planned change, teamwork, an agreeable environment. Are you curious on what personality styles tend to marry which? Yeah, we did a lot of research, like I think 150,000 couples on this. So lions, the majority of the time, tend to marry golden retrievers. I get a 75% rate. Yeah. And we know why, because they finally found someone that'll do what they say. That's the attraction. Hey, here's where we're going to go. Okay. And I love it, though, when the lion is the woman and the high golden retriever is the man. And I always can tell you at a seminar, because every single time that lion wife is just upset because her husband won't take the lead. And then she will drag this precious, sensitive golden retriever male right down the aisle. You got to tell him to step it up. He's got to be the man in the home. And I will look at him and go, but if you're telling him to take the lead, aren't you still really the leader? Right? Women, it's okay, by the way. It's okay to be a high lion. Jesus doesn't make mistakes, right? You have been given a personality and you matter. And I'm bringing this up because our daughter during break tried to say, I'm not a lion anymore. I'm just only an otter. And then I looked at her test scores. I'm like, really? A 0 on take charge? I'm like, that's laughable. And all these things, because I find a lot of Christian women struggle being high lions because the church generally hasn't promoted that attribute for women. But I am here, ladies, to set you free. Follow yourselves. Be your own lady.
We're talking about the golden retrievers, though.
I know.
Okay, so balance.
I didn't even get it. Kyle, did I get distracted or what? So I was giving the marriage stats.
Yes.
So lions tend to marry golden retrievers. Otters tend to marry beavers, which is a really smart thing when you think about it. Because I'm telling you, if I had married a high otter, at least 2 of our 3 kids would be missing. I mean, not even a question. Daniel and Marga, we were at some mall, where were we? Somewhere yesterday. And he's like, listen, Michael, uncle, we need to leave to the store real quick. Can just watch the kids, tell me if they leave. I'm like, done. 5 seconds later, I'm like, oh, where's the boy? I was like, how did he? I thought I was looking right at him, totally lost one of their children. I feel bad about that.
He was with me.
Yeah, I didn't know that. She said, I even told you. I went, you did? We're still married? And so otters tend to marry beavers. Beavers tend to marry otters. Guess, you are going to be so surprised. Guess who the golden retriever tends to marry most often? This is going to get weird. All 4 equally. It is the weirdest finding ever. Literally, golden retrievers, when you looked at the numbers, marry 25% of the time lions, 25% of the time otters, 25% their own kind. And 25% of the time beavers. And when we started looking at that, we were like, why would that be? And then it dawned on me, simple. Golden retrievers can't say no. It's like, hey, will you marry me? Okay. We've just met, but you seem lovely. It'll work. I'll love enough for both of us. Which, by the way, golden retrievers. Now, what's interesting, you're a high lion and a high beaver, and you have a nice mix of otter.
Yes.
So I actually score really high on otter and lion and golden retriever. So I usually tell people, hey, I'm going to be the most fun-loving, sensitive boss you've ever had. And that's kind of what I am.
Just not very detailed.
No. No. I am basically the Antichrist to beavers.
But we haven't talked about that one yet. We haven't talked about that one yet.
So golden retrievers, the biggest thing in balance that you need to know is the word no. So all of my golden retrievers, who are you? We're going to practice. Now, listen, otters, this is only golden retrievers. You don't get a play in this game. Because the otter's like, I'm in. I wasn't even listening. What are we supposed to do? So just golden retrievers. On the count of 3, I want you all to scream out in your most golden retriever-y way. I want you all to say together in unison, no, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. No. Did you hear how little that was? With as many as there are, they're like, no, but I didn't mean it.
You also need to learn to confront. You need to learn boundaries are good. Being able to say no is a good thing. If I don't say no, if someone doesn't say no to me, and yet then it eventually hurts our relationship, that's what Michael was talking about earlier. You need to be able to say no because I want the best of you. I don't just want you to say no and then you not follow through, right? Or I don't want you to say no and really don't want whatever, what to go wherever I want you to go or to do whatever I want you to do. I want you to be able to be all in and be invested. And so being able to say, say no and learn how to confront, learn how to say, you know what, honestly, that really hurt my feelings. And then if someone says, you know what, I'm sorry, too bad, then you go, you know what, that's not okay. And this is when if you get into that codependent and that abusive relationships, it's when you don't learn to say no and to be able to say, it's okay for you to value yourself. It's okay for you to share and to be able to say, I am the child of a king. I am to be valued. I am to be spoken to in a nice, kind, gentle way. I know you're a lion, but guess what? We need to be able to be influenced by each other. So I need to maybe be able to be influenced maybe a little bit by your intuitive or your confrontation a little bit, but you need to be influenced by me and the gentleness. And that's why I love when people are married, and I love being in a marriage with Michael, because we influence each other. We impact each other. And I think that a married relationship, or just being in relationships and you being in a sensitive relationship with a friend, and you have a deep commitment to one another, if you do, then you're going to have conflict. It's going to naturally happen because your personalities are different. But being impacted by each other, that's when we learn from each other. A golden retriever being able to say, hey, that hurt me. Can you maybe take it down a notch? Means for me, in my brain, it means, oh, I probably came across a little too intense, a little bit too harsh. Need to take it down. What would that sound like? What would that gentleness sound like? That's a good thing for me. And so you got to know that you're helping a lion or someone with a stronger personality than yours to be able to become who God wants you to be by learning to confront, by learning to say, you know what, I know that you have a really great heart and I love your heart, but maybe your execution was a little off on that one, and can you maybe tone it down for me? Because I need to be able to, in order for me to hear your message, I need it to be a little bit more gentle. It's huge.
So now, last but definitely not least,
that's right.
We have those who scored highest in that fourth column. Who are we? You are the beaver.
Woohoo.
Look, they already look irritated at me because it took so long to get to this place. They're like, so much fluff. Don't need the stories. But with the beaver, what makes it, and just like the beaver in the wild, right? They're the builders, the engineers. They organize dams. They make structures and homes. And so the beaver is quality control. The high beaver personality is discerning. They're intuitive. And they're accurate and precise. Like accuracy and precision matter a lot to a high beaver. Which again is why when I made that phone call, I had to tone it down. I had to try to come up with some possible negatives, right? I had to show that I've actually thought a little bit about this so far since my meeting, because that's what I have to do to get her attention, because she is also very high in the beaver personality style.
You know what I just realized? That was him recognizing that he needed to be influenced by me, right?
I wouldn't take it that far.
Hey, yeah, but right, for him, because frankly, Jesus was all for it, right? Jesus was a perfect match of all. He was a lion, otter, beaver, golden retriever. And there were times that he was extremely sensitive. There were times that when someone, would come at him, he knew scripture like the back of his hand, right? Because he was scripture too, because he was the word. But I'm just saying, sorry, it's a little beaver of me. But being able to understand that when we are in total balance, when we are becoming more mature, all these personality characteristics, we're going to become higher in all of them. Because we're going to start exhibiting more, when Michael is able to exhibit more, that he's able to be more accurate and precise. He's able to think things through. Guess what? That's a good for him. That balances out his personality, and he's influenced by me. That's the best thing. That's the best thing in life. I love it.
But remember, if you try to be someone you're not, you're going to lose a lot of energy in life. It's going to be difficult. So, for example, I know because of my personality style, I'm never going to be an accountant. I would be a horrible accountant because I am not naturally gifted. can I be detailed from time to time and kind of pretend to be a high beaver? Sure. But I mean, anything significant, I'm going to be wiped out because it is not my natural giftedness. So, and here's what I find a lot about beavers is this tends to be the one personality style that doesn't necessarily want to be identified as a beaver, right? Because I think sometimes you probably get judged a lot by the other styles. By the golden retriever, it's you're not emotionally there and present. By the otter, you're not fun enough. By the lion, I don't know, probably lions wouldn't judge too much. Maybe. I can't think of anything. But it's just been interesting in my life working with people that beavers tend to not want to just be a beaver. But I'm hoping tonight that you can see how important you are to the community of believers. Because it's people like you that get stuff like this built and it's safe. Can you imagine a bunch of otters being in charge of this? No. There'd be shipping crates involved, but they wouldn't be very nice. And so you matter, and it matters to have people that believe, because I think beavers tend to have a lot of integrity, right? That discernment. What was I thinking about with you and your beaveriness? It left.
Beaveriness?
Yeah. What are you trying to do over here?
I was trying to click to the next slide.
Yeah, you gotta click down.
Okay, yeah.
Notice that's my high beaver saying, can we please get moving?
But our communication style, this was so hard for me in a relationship because when we were talking about what a beaver does best is they're detailed, right? So if you're really detailed, you also really like details. You like facts. You like to, all the information, you like to analyze it and analyze the data and figure out the best way to do things and all that. It's a lot of it can seem very factual. There are the accountants. There's pretty much black and white stuff. There's a bottom line. Are you making money? Are you not? You know, all that kind of stuff is very, very important. And so it's really hard with the way that you communicate. You're fact gathering, right? But if you're fact gathering, that doesn't always lead to a great relationship. Because if I'm fact gathering, I'm not necessarily listening to your heart. I'm listening to what are you saying, and I'm looking at it going, you said we were met on last Thursday, and I know where I was last Thursday, and it was not with you. And then,
awkward.
Right? Well, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're all the little details of a communication, all the details that someone might say when they're communicating. A beaver is gonna trip you up every single time. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I don't care what day it was, right?
Or that's not what you said. This is what you said.
Yeah,
I remember it because I have a fantastic memory.
Oh, yes. A beaver will definitely do that.
But, okay, what's funny is, like I've said before, Carol reminded me of this when we were having coffee before tonight. And I have said, well, golly, I don't know where my mind is going, but literally it just, what did you say to me that I said before?
Oh, gosh, that one's...
Yes! Oh, my gosh. See, she's also a high beaver. I knew she'd remember, and I've almost forgotten it again.
Sarcasm, honey.
Oh, yeah. So, I really did, man. I don't know what is going on right now. And so, I've teased a lot at events that my personality style, that, you know the 5 love languages from...
Gary Chapman.
I've always argued with Gary that there's a 6th love language of sarcasm. Because that is a total love language. Who's with me on that one? Sarcasm is a love language. And I mean playful, fun, not like scathing or cruel sarcasm. But with a high beaver, sarcasm tends to not be a very good thing. Because she takes everything literal.
I do.
So literal that this is a real conversation we had.
Oh,
she came to me and said, I think I said, man, I can't find any of my socks. And she goes, well, some beavery statement that I can't remember.
They're probably in the dryer.
They're probably in the dryer.
They
And I
probably
go,
got
no.
mixed up in the dryer or mixed up in some other
And
clothing.
I go, no. I'm pretty convinced that there is a black hole in my closet. A cosmic black hole.
I don't think you said cosmic. You just
No.
said black hole.
This is my story, woman.
Okay. I will not edit
I
it.
said black hole. I did not say cosmic.
Okay.
But I'm saying a black hole. I'm pretty sure that sucks in all of my socks. To which my wife, the high little beaver that she is, kind of tilted her head and gave me this really inquisitive look like, And I looked at her like, wait, surely she's not taking me serious. And lo and behold, she goes, I don't think so. I go, you don't think what? I don't think there's a black hole in your closet. And I go, wait, did you think I was being literal? She goes, well, you said it. And I go, yes, you're right. Definitely there's no cosmic galactic black hole that sucks everything
Yeah.
in my closet.
Oh, but you do that to me all the time. Though he says things that
I say things that are so obviously off the wall. Oh, my favorite is when we're speaking. And if I'm at like a super conservative church, I like to push it a little.
he
So I think
does.
Christians,
He loves to push
you need
the
to
envelope.
relax.
He loves to push the envelope. And
Good
I'm like, no.
Lord, Christians should be the most non-uptight people, but we tend to be the most uptight. So I like to loosen people up a little, test my audience, and I'll be like, man, there's nothing like a good crack pipe in the morning. Thank you. In which my high beaver wife, every single time, must tell the audience, do it.
No, he really doesn't smoke crack. You know he really doesn't smoke crack.
It's like she has this need that people really believe I smoke crack now because I said it. Which then I always have to say, obviously I don't smoke crack because I'm not skinny. And I got all my teeth.
That's math. Sorry.
Crack will take the teeth too, baby.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, sure. Okay. Anyway, yes. So, okay. So, case in point is, okay, this is going to be a takeaway to, who are the beavers? Raise your hand. Okay. This is going to be something that's going to change your world, okay? And this is going to be great, okay? Is when someone is talking and they are getting hung up, and you get so hung up on the facts of that what they're saying is so inaccurate. I used to think that when Michael would tell a story, that literally
This brings up a lot of pain for me.
literally lightning was about to strike because he was not saying it accurately.
No. That is not what you would say.
I would say you're sinning.
Because you're lying.
You're lying.
I do comedy, people.
Right.
What
Well-
makes things funny? The exaggerated.
Exaggeration. But
Like
I mean,
smoking crack in the morning.
yeah, but I would literally get so hung up on things that truly were not things to get hung up on. And again, I've learned this. I'm telling you this to you because I'm a fellow beaver, fact person, okay? We need to be able to let it go. There's a lot of facts that we need to let it go. If you learn it within me, right? I'm trying really hard to kind of let some things go. Some stuff that he's said, I've said, you know what? This is your story. I won't edit you. Right? And that's my way of saying it is so
suck the
hard.
wind out of my sails.
Yeah, I would. Because I would add it to stories. I would say, it really wasn't Dave. It wasn't day. We didn't leave our honeymoon on day 5. It was day 6. Right? Does that really matter? Do you really care? No, it really doesn't. So there's so many things that I make a big deal. And I will tell you, and this is the honest truth, and the beavers are going to have to go, oh my gosh, you're so right. Me, when I correct those things, like those little detaily things, are you not trying to engage in the conversation? It's our way of saying, oh yeah, I got some fun fact. No, it really wasn't then. It was actually here. There's a part that I'm thinking that I'm helping. We're not helping. We're not. And so editing a story when
Killing
someone
the
is telling a
mojo.
story is not a good idea. So guess
Do you remember
what?
how we solved that?
Don't talk about that. We don't have time. Anyway,
do.
so being able to understand editing a story is not a good idea. Let them tell the story. This is okay, from one beaver to another. Let me tell you this. If you're married to an otter, guess what? People will figure out that they're an otter. I used to think that and I still sometimes do.
Yes, you do.
I still battle with that. Being able to say, do you now know that what Michael says, who would you, if you were wanting someone to testify for you?
Yeah, don't call me.
Who would you want to testify for you? Would it be me or Michael? It would be me, yes. Right? But who is going to be the one that you're going to want at your dinner party? Him,
all
Michael, right? And so guess what? I need to be able to be comfortable with my testimonial factness, right? And Michael needs to, I need to be able to let it go that people are going to figure out that he exaggerates. He just does. It's who he is.
And I miss details from time to time.
And he misses details, and that's okay.
Which hurt me professionally at the beginning.
And so letting Michael be who he is and honoring that part of his personality, and Michael honoring me. Michael, truly, when he teases me about things like that, I hope that you guys have seen and know that we can kid about each other's personalities. But now you know how different we are. Like when we said last night that we were incompatible, now you get it. Now you've kind of gotten a little bit more into our world. But we honor each other. We're able to laugh about it. The biggest difference is because there are times that we influence each other, and there are times that we honor each other. In general, we default to honor. We just do. We default to, that's Michael. I love him. It's Michael. With me, he loves how detailed I am. And he loves my personality in so many ways. But sometimes, yeah, he calls me out on it. Sometimes I call him out on it. I say, you know what, you really got to follow through with this one, babe. It's kind of a big deal, right? And he's able to say, you're right. And he does it. So then it helps me the next time honor him and honor his personality and love him. But that's truly for us, in our intensive program, we talk about, what is it like to feed your relationship. And when you feed your relationship, you are believing above the line, the positive things, all the positive things about Michael is incredibly motivational. I could either focus on that he's motivational or he doesn't follow through. Which one is going to feed my relationship? He's motivational. He is fun-loving. He is the best dad in the world because he is so incredibly fun. I could focus in on that, or I could focus in on that he's not very detailed.
Forgetful.
And then he's forgetful, and then he can't clean a bathroom. Okay? Okay,
I even try. That's the sad part.
You do better, but you've definitely improved. 24 years, you're improving, babe. I love it. But being able to understand those things about each other.
Sorry.
But do you see what I'm talking about? This is what I want you to. I want you to put this in your head. I'm going to believe the positive. Say it after me. I'm going to believe the positive.
I'm going to believe the positive.
And I'm going to address the negative.
Address the negative.
Right? But me believing the positive says that I have hope, that I know who you are, and I'm investing in loving who you are. Are there going to be times that we're going to address some negative stuff? Yes. And we're going to, you're going to probably do that in the coming weeks of what does it look like to address in communication? What does it look like to honor each other, but also to address some of those negative things? But if you walk away with a lot of fun stories, personality stuff, all that stuff, there's little tidbits that we've shared with you, but you've got to walk away with, you're going to feed that positive by believing that positive, by having hope, but by addressing the negative.
So the needs of a beaver are quality, they like things done well,
yes,
and exact expectations.
Yes.
Beavers love lists. Ooh. Come on, beavers. Let me know.
Your to-do list.
I got this guy back here nodding away. Hey, and I'm telling you, how many, so who's married or dating or with a beaver? I'm telling you right now, you want to ignite that sex life of yours? Put that down on a calendar. Now, that might not work for you, but if you want to up it up a little bit, you go, hey, honey, How'd you like to
affection.
have sex on the 19th? 7 p.m. with the lights on. They do. They love lists, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so, well, like for you, you don't like surprises.
Not really, no.
No. Okay. You want to know what my Christmas shopping looks like for her? She goes to the stores and will take a picture of the item with the SKU and goes, you can pick 3 out of these 5.
And I'd be great.
And she's thrilled for that. Now, is that what I would like?
No. Well, no.
I mean, I'll tell you, like, I like this and that. And then I love for her, because she's such a high beaver, this is my favorite thing, is I will tell her something I would really love for Father's Day or my birthday or whatever. I'm like, that's it. She's like, are you sure? No, that would be awesome. That'd be so amazing. And then like 2 days before, I'm like, yeah, I totally don't want that. What I'd really like to have. And every time it gets you, you're like, what?
Because you have done that. 1 year.
I do it on purpose.
Okay, 1 year, this man got a table saw.
That's true.
And a blender, and one of those KitchenAid blenders, one of those really nice mixers, and a shaving kit. Who does that?
I was just being fun. I didn't know she'd go out and get all of them, but now that I know.
I know, because I'm exact expectation. Everything, oh, well, I guess he wants all these things. Okay, well, there you go.
So balance for the beaver is you got to start realizing that total support or perfection is not possible.
Yeah.
And what's sad, where my heart hurts for high beavers, is you are the hardest on yourselves, right? You demand and expect perfection, and you've got to start coming to a place where you can recognize, that's not realistic. I mean, it's great that you want that quality and that accuracy and the precision and the perfection, but you got to let some of it go, because you can't possibly live up to that high level of expectation. And then you need to also obviously share that then with others, where you can give them freedom to fail, freedom to make mistakes. It's okay. It doesn't mean that they don't love you.
People are not going to see the world the way that you see it. Michael is clutter blind. Like, literally does not see clutter. Like, I would tell him, do you see your shoes right there? And he'd be like, oh yeah, there they are, right? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, you just walked past them. How could you not see them? I could get frustrated by that.
It's the crack.
Or I could say, you know what? He genuinely does not see the world the way that I see it. And being able to understand, and also for me, it's huge to be able to say, big picture. Would I rather have my house immaculate, or would I rather have my family comfortable and our relationships safe? Which one would I rather?
In harmony, maybe.
In harmony, fed, everybody well fed, emotionally, physically. Which one would I want? And being able to understand that is about understanding that, you know what, the big picture. Because sometimes I can get so focused in on one little thing, like the counters being sticky, right? Or something like that, or the floors being messy. And I can get so focused in on that literally I can't focus, because I'm like, oh my gosh. Or when my kids will come to me and they'll have something on their face, and I'll be like, I can't talk to you until you get that off. Whatever that is, wipe your mouth, whatever it is, right? That's so not good,
and
right?
she does it to me.
So being able to see,
you got a hair right here. I'm like, I was just talking about how my dad died, and now you're focused on my hair? He's dead.
Big picture. Big picture. What's more important? The details or the relationship? Huge. It's the relationship. The relationship is more important.
Well, because what'll happen in balance is you get lost, right, in the trees through the forest. There's some statement.
The forest for the trees?
I don't know. And so I'll never forget, we were building a home in Branson, Missouri. She was getting totally overwhelmed. I came home from a seminar, and there was a wall in our kitchen that was completely like bright pink. I was like, weird paint color. Then I got closer and went, oh, that's not paint. Those are sticky notes. Well, why would she have an entire wall of sticky notes? And I pick one up. I'm like, I go, hey, what's going on with the wall? We go with the sticky note wall? She's like, no, those were all the blemishes are. And I went, oh boy. So I'm like picking up going, no blemish, no blemish. So I went, hey, come with me. And I brought her out of the house, and we were on kind of a lot of property, and we walked up the hill. And so now we have like the grand view of this beautiful home you were building with your father. And I go, look at what you and your dad are building. And like, look at the,
What do you see?
This is gorgeous. What do you see? And she literally says, because you have a problem. That keystone is off center. And I just later went, I'm done. I'm out. This is a her problem.
Yeah.
So we have a great question, by the way, from one of the dedicated people in the audience tonight who downloaded the app that is free. Did anyone feel the shame? Because I was going for shame. I am a super high lion, and my wife is a super strong golden retriever. Hello. How do we communicate effectively to bring alignment? First of all, that is such a lion thing to say. It is. How do we communicate effectively to bring about alignment? I don't know. So, with the lion and the golden retriever, clearly where you guys are going to get derailed is that you don't have structure. So what I mean by that is next week, you're going to want to come back because I'm going to go really in depth on how to communicate, and I'm going to give you the structure you have always needed. So for the lion, what will happen with your golden retriever wife is it's going to make her communicate.
And it make her
But
feel
she's
safe.
going to feel safe because of the structure. You're not going to allow to bulldoze her with your lioness, but she also isn't going to be able to go on and on and on and on. There's literally a time frame, and you can have incredibly meaningful conversations in 5 minutes. How many lions are like, 5 minutes? Sign me up. In golden retrievers, why you will love those 5 minutes is because you are actually going to be communicating about the deepest things humanly possible, and you're going to be heard.
Yes.
Wait, there's one more. And validated. Hello. Which lions can struggle with validating. Lions and beavers tend to struggle with validating because you tend to be highly opinionated. Otters and golden retrievers have an easier time validating because we tend to be more relational. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And so for those high lion and golden retriever relationships, you need a structured way to communicate when it's difficult. And I'm going to actually give that to you next week.
It's about being balanced. It's about being able to, and I would say earlier when I was talking about being able to be influenced by each other, when just in general, Michael's been able to say to me, okay, I've been able to take your personality and I'll say, okay, this seems like this might be coming across maybe a little harsh to me, but maybe this is just a little bit of Amy's personality. So he kind of gives me a little bit of a longer leash on that end. And then guess what I do with him is I'm able to say, okay, when he's not talking or when he is maybe shut down or something, I'm able to say to him, hey, have I done something? I really want to know, have I hurt your feelings? And I'm able to be extra gentle and extra kind. So it's being able to take the best of your personality and then just kind of being able to recognize and honor those personalities, but keeping them in balance.
And one of the coolest things she will say to me sometimes as well that helps it come across softer is she'll go, hey, I could be wrong. That just opens me up. Because now I have the freedom to think that, okay, yeah, she was off on that. But if she comes at me strong with her opinion, I'm probably going to be more defensive. But if she can come to me and say, hey, listen, I could be wrong. And that really works for everybody. I'm telling you, just starting off a conversation, go, look, I might be misreading this. I could have totally taken this the wrong way, but this is what I heard. Or this is what I think you said, or this is what I think happened. Is that true? So there's times where I have to do that with her. Because she does. She's a high lion beaver. She's going to come across opinionated when she's not really that opinionated. Like, you have opinions, but you might not, you're not I guess what I'm trying to say is in her heart, she's not going to go to the death for this opinion. She just has an opinion. And she could be totally fine if mine's different. And so that's where I have to engage, because remember, I have a lot of golden retriever. So I want to shut down if she's coming across strong. But I've had to learn to go, hey, listen, maybe I might be taking this wrong, but it's sort of coming across like I'm not going to get a say in this conversation. I'm 9 times out of 10, 10 out of 10 practically. She'll go, oh gosh, no, not at all. That's just my thought. I'd love to hear yours. And I'm like, oh, okay, I was wrong. And then we can re-engage.
Absolutely.
We have another really good question.
Okay, one more and then we can.
We'll close on this one.
Okay.
What if you are both high lions?
Woo!
Well, hello, conflict. Wow. Hey, by the way, that's not a bad combination.
No.
What it means, though, is the two of you are going to have to recognize that we both want to get it on and not get it on in the but get it on in like who's right and who's wrong and who's going to win this thing. So being able to listen, and it's again why the structure works so well, is that two lions just relax. Like, because Amy and I are different, we've had to acknowledge and just accept we're going to have a lot of conflict. It's no big deal. Two lions, you're just relaxed. You're going to have a lot of conflict because you're both going to be so highly opinionated. So chill. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have gotten married or that there's something wrong with you. It means that you're both high lions. That's all that means. But here at the end, they go, oh, because one is a lion beaver and the other is a lion otter. So even in your lionness, you're different, right? You got more of the playful lion and more of the intense, detailed lion. But again, all that means is we're going to be set up to have more conflict. And that's okay. The important thing is we have to consistently resolve the conflict. And that's what I'm going to talk about next week.
It's approaching each other with humility. It's knowing we are either going to be game on, we're going to try to prove each other wrong, or we're going to have to say, if I want to have a relationship with you and I want it to go well, I'm going to need to focus in on using that discernment and humility. So which one do I want to do? If I want to be humble when I talk to you, guess what? Because my natural bent is to try to be right and to try to just conquer like a lion, to try to dominate. But guess what? That's not going to lead my relationship to win. So what do I want to do? Do I want to win or do I want to build a relationship? If you want to build a relationship, you're going to approach each other with humility.